What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Yo, what's poppin', all my peeps? It is I, your host with the most, Renaissance man who always thinks he can, and your champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts, welcoming you back to my house for another edition of the house show. And as you can see, it's not just me, Patty P, here in the Art of Streams. I got a guest with me, a friend with me in the house. It's Jimmy from the Q, co-host of Stash Club Wrestling, and also the Q stands for Quincy, which is a little bit of a neighbor to me too. Jimmy, popping in. What's up, man? Thanks for popping by.
My absolute pleasure. I'm excited to be in your house today. But yes, right around the corner is me, Jimmy from the Q standing for Quincy, the greatest city in the entire world, right in the South Shore of Massachusetts. My hometown, the greatest hometown of any hometown, but still a blessing to be here. Excited to be on this podcast with you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you for appreciating it. And so first, Underground has wanted to get into the wrestling verse. I call it the Wrestleverse for a while now. I went down to Philly for WrestleMania 40, stayed with Kyle at his house. And Kyle does not really know a lot about wrestling before meeting me, we'll say. And, Kyle, just been learning about it throughout, my experience, whatnot. And it's like, we got to get you doing this since I've been part of Underground for 5 years now. Tried with fantasy football. Jimmy, as you probably know, fantasy football is a nightmare. Just managing your own team, let alone a show about it. And so we're just like, you know what, screw it, Pitts. What do you love the most? And it's like, yeah, it's right behind me. So I was like, let's find a way to get it happen. And we're here. And
those are two great belts, too, by the way. The NWA World's Heavyweight Championship and then the John Cena U.S. Spinner, which honestly, hot take, I'll take the U.S. Spinner over the WWE Championship Spinner belt. That's just me, though.
No, I would do that. It definitely is a better design than that Cena's WWE Spinner belt. Yeah, crazy enough. So, turn around. So that was on Amazon. I just wanted a belt, and I saw it was for like $150, and I'm like, all right, bet. That's for people who don't know, that's a steal for wrestling fans. And this one, I actually, a little bit of a tidbit, got this in Philly. Kyle was with me when I bought it. And I watched, obviously, as you were, as a kid, watching John Cena rep that. I would go to my dad's office as a kid when he picked me up from school or Saturday mornings, and I would look up wrestling action figures, like which ones I want to buy. And then the belts would pop up. So I saw the belt. And I was like, Dad, can I buy this? Like, you can give me the $120 one. It's okay. Like, you don't have to go to $450. Like, it's fine. And he's like, no, I'm not spending money on that, whatever. So finally, I got to spend my money to buy it at WrestleMania 40. And funny enough, turned around, and who was right behind me was CVV, Chris Van Vliet. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was really
It's
cool.
a small world, let me tell you.
The wrestling community, I'm learning, is a real small world. At least the wrestling content creators community is a very small world with the people that interacted with and whatnot. So it's just really cool to see. So Jimmy, before we listen to some voicemails, I'm just a host. I mean, it's in the goddamn title. I'm the host with the most. And when a guest comes into your house, you have to learn a little bit about them. You can't just have a stranger pop in and sit in the couch with popping. We got to learn about who the hell Jimmy from the Q is. And I'm not going to give you the whole, hey, so like what got you into wrestling? No, that's all we do. We have fun. I want to just know your like the standard questions that you'd ask a wrestling fan. I kind of want to set the standard here. You're going to be the bar setter for us. And Kyle, I'm going to let you know right now, I'm just going to ride the clock. Whoever the auto draft picks is who it picks. My here right now. And you're going to set the standard first, Jimmy. All right, since we are the first show.
All right. Hey, but you can queue up a few players just so you know.
I could.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm pretty confident in my competition this year.
Oh, really?
And my knowledge. No, yeah, I really think I could do it. I'm okay with that. So let's start out. I'm gonna do this. Let's give you a quick little rundown of questions, simple ones, just to get who you are. So first off, favorite wrestler currently.
Favorite wrestler currently, Braun Breaker, the best spear in the world. I recently broke the internet with I did a spear gauntlet TikTok, and I foolishly said that Jey Uso's spear was a better spear than Kairi Sane's, but I just don't know ball. Apparently, that's on me. But the ending of that spear gauntlet led to Braun Breaker, and to me, best spear. Right now, not doing too well in the division, in my opinion, but still shining bright. I would like them to take a little more seriously. He's not just a dog, but he is the top dog, in my opinion. He will main event multiple WrestleManias. So I'm going Braun Breaker.
Who's your favorite all time then?
Favorite all time is Stone Cold Steve Austin. I know it sounds a bit cliche, or it's
it is.
But it's just, I mean, the antithesis of a professional wrestler.
People okay, when you hear glass shattering, what is the first thing you think of? Yes, exactly. What? The what chance? You hear glass shattering? I mean, the Marlins closer, Kyle sent me that video of him and his entrance. Kyle, I love my Philly peeps here, really do. But, bro, that's rivaling Johan Durant's. I'm telling you right now. It's rivaling his for sure. It's insane. So, yeah, okay, Stone Cold. I was a Rock guy. So interesting. The Rock is my all-time favorite wrestler.
You couldn't go wrong. You couldn't go wrong. I mean, I still appreciate The Rock too. I'll never forget too, like being in the grocery store, being a young kid, and seeing like the Rock versus Hogan on the TV guide in preparation of the WrestleMania X8 match, and being like, dude, this is larger than life. So
yeah.
What's your favorite The Rock?
What's your favorite wrestling moment about all time?
Favorite wrestling moment of all time. Favorite wrestling. One that's kind of slept on, I'll say, and I recently watched, I think just a few days ago, was the Sami Zayn chair shot on Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble, the turn. That I think that was magic. Favorite individual moment. That's a tough one. I mean, Mankind being thrown off the cell. That's like the one you can kind of always go to. Edge's spear on Jeff Hardy in the TLC 2. I mean, there's a few
classics.
special moments.
There's classics. Before WrestleMania 40, it was The Rock winning at WrestleMania 28. I know that's so controversial, but seeing Undertaker, the whole Endgame sequence to the main event of 40. Capping it off with
the 28 WrestleMania Rock win. That has meant more to you because you were a big Rock guy and he came back and got the dub?
It meant more because he came back. I came back to wrestling as well. It was me coming back from the hiatus and him winning. My friends there just like not care, but I was like, yeah, like he did it. He came back. Like it was like, okay, this was cool. Like I am living in the moment and not watching The Rock win on a YouTube video or a cassette tape VHS that I have. Like it's real time. I'm watching The Rock win. That's why I would put it up there. And
I was
that's
shocked
why
he won too.
Shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked. Did not expect that, especially. But then again, that's Vince booking. That's Vince booking for you.
They did lie to us. Once in a lifetime turned out to be twice in a lifetime. And
yeah, I didn't like that from the me perspective, like from the fan. I didn't like that from the wrestling like fan perspective. Like, oh, let's see someone else. But like my fandom, like, oh, I'm gonna get John Cena and Rock in. Like, cool. I don't care. Like, those are my two guys. Like, All
Yeah.
right, I don't care if this guy's not getting a push. Whatever, doesn't matter.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to think of any others that I can really think of. It's a building list, but I just want to I want to ask more about before we get into voicemails because I've been watching the My GM videos that you and John do, and that is my everyone's dream job. Is I would just love to be a booker for anywhere. In this game, what do you think is the biggest difficulty that you have with it? Because I've tried to play it and I get frustrated with it, so I've just switched over to universe mode and just say I'll create nonsense there. What is the biggest difficulty with my GM mode? Because you guys, even though it is difficult at times, looks like you guys are having a bunch of fun doing it.
I'm having a personal blast playing it. I think the most difficult thing for me is it's truly my first go around playing it. And it's not so often where you're playing a game mode for the first time. And me and John only record once a week. Sometimes we might not even record a session of GM mode. So I'm doing I'm learning GM mode, the first few shows, and then we're stopping a week and then picking up where we left off.
Yeah.
That's been kind of tough. I definitely noticed that we definitely skipped some of the reading parts of it, going a bit fast. But it is a lot of fun, dude. It doesn't do the most numbers on the channel in terms of views. But hopefully we get the change in that because it is a lot of fun. And I so it's my first time playing the mode, but I know how to SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 GM mode. I've deleted most of my life playing that mode, and I'm an expert in that mode, and I've always dreamed of doing content around that mode. So maybe that can be something in the future. Or I've always just thought too of if I was to own a wrestling brand, if I was an on-screen GM, how would I book things? And I've been trying to promote my brand of Friday Night Crackdown in the GM mode series. I've been on Twitter. I'll make the intro highlight and all that stuff, and try to. I've pushed one indie wrestler on the show, Danielle Wallace, to the moon, trying to make her a star. I think she has potential to be a real life star, even though she's only a person in a video game. So we'll see.
Dude, nonsense. It doesn't matter. Nonsense is popping. It's so great, dude. Your videos that you post from Crackdown catch me every time. I see that and I'm like, all right, I need to see if they posted. I need to see what's going on next.
I mean, I use the Friday Night SmackDown theme song from 2006, and that's just a banger. So I think that always gets
the best? Is that the best SmackDown theme song?
For SmackDown, it's either that one or Beautiful People by Manson.
Jimmy, you're just saying all the right things. Those are Beautiful People is such a slept on theme song. Slept on probably because of who sings it. But then you have that, and then Know Your Enemy by Green Day was a classic. It probably was just because it was a bad period or a meh period, so it doesn't get the respect.
I'll give it credit that the fact that I do remember it. There's a few probably SmackDown theme songs maybe later in the 2010s I maybe not remember. I do remember that one, so I'll give it credit in that aspect.
It's already
even the early rapping one too. My time, something struggle, something. Yeah, the one with Brock Lesnar working out. And
I want it all.
The Rock's really looking sad in the chair. I think it might be that one.
Kurt Angle's got the band and he's just doing one of these, just getting pumped up before he goes out. It's fucking awesome. Yep. Classic SmackDown. They don't have that anymore, man. Now you just get a shot of the city and Megan Stallion go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm just
I'm not against the Meg Thee Stallion the song choice, especially maybe if they had an entrance video with Meg in it. That'd be that can get the juices flowing to start a wrestling show. But they only have it, like you said, it's the track shot of the city, which is pretty dope in itself. But I don't know. I also miss the pyro to open up the show too.
Yes, dude. There's no pyro anymore. And someone who went to these shows as a kid, terrified, had to go the bathroom when Batista was coming out. I did not like any of the pyro. I wish that we had the pyro now. It gives a weird it just gives that feel okay, the show is starting, get you energy, pumped up, and the pyro into the shots of the signs of the crowds, get the signs everywhere. Just don't have that now. Just all this. It's all like, oh my god, we're like, bring back signs.
They can definitely pay for it with all the advertisers. Let me tell you, why not?
Dude, at this point, all the goddamn advertisers. It's crazy. Yeah. So I think it's time for us to hit some voicemails, Jimmy. I want to hear from the peeps, and thank you to all the peeps who did send in a voicemail this week. And if you want to be a peep, if you're listening right now and you forgot, it happens. All you got to do is go to speakpipe.com/official house show to leave a voicemail to me or a guest that I have on here, or Jimmy when he comes back. Anything you want to know about my thoughts on the wrestling world, current, past, or future, just hit me up. I'll talk about wrestling till the cows come home. You just got to call me to get the cows going. So, Kyle, what do we got? What do we got first, man? Oh, can't hear.
Hey, Pitts, it's Pitts. I'm watching the Penta Kofi Kingston match on Netflix, and they're wearing the same exact colored attire for their match. All right, both in black and gray. Really irking me from the sports fan perspective, obviously. Just want to know the thoughts of the peeps and anyone else that is in the house as well. Thanks. I'll hang up and listen.
That's something I usually do to myself is past self, reward future self. Because I forget things like we do. But I really wanted to bring this up on the show. It really irked me. And I know there's certain things in wrestling like that like they just shouldn't. But as a sports fan like yourself, like Kyle, when you have two people fighting, like it should be different. Like one is red, one is blue, one is yellow, one is gray. When they're both the same, like I don't know, it just gave me a weird like, couldn't we coordinate that better? Like, am I? Do you agree?
I'm totally with you. I
Okay.
had that thought during that match, and I usually take notes for Monday Night Raw because we record the podcast on Tuesdays, and I did my best to write down stuff. And I didn't get that off in the episode, and that voicemail is perfect. I'm like, oh my god, I remember that, and being so annoyed. Same thing with tag teams. I don't care if you've been tag teaming for only a week. Work out your gear and match. You got to match, and I hate the opponent and in the opposition matching like Penta and Kofi Kingston did. That was it. It definitely took away a little bit. Took away the match a little bit, but it was a really good match actually, though.
No, it's a very good match.
Yeah.
I'm not, and that's you said it best. It's not taking fully away from the match.
Yeah, no, not
but
really.
It's like it's annoying though because you're just like, what? All right, like, aren't they? I don't know. Like, it gets thoughts in it that takes away what you should be focusing on, and is them doing their moves or whatever, or Grayson Waller, Big G, trying to get a petition to get the Destroyer.
28 signatures.
Would you sign that?
I would sign that. I would support the
Really?
cause. Just because I believe in the power of the people, and you put a good petition out there, and yeah. Big G grown on me a little bit. I think I'm curious to see if he actually gets accepted by the New Day.
I think he's working his way there. He's really good. He's growing on me with the New Day. At first, it felt a little forced. That like, all right, you're just gonna break him up with Theory and then throw him in with another group. But I feel like there's something to be told there, and Theory's injury is just them getting ready for that. I think Theory's injury will be a blessing in disguise in the future because they were just not being used on television. They were the backstage extras essentially while people made their way to the ring in time. And main event talent. There's something that's going to pan out from this, and his involvement with the New Day is only going to enhance it. I love how he went from being like, yeah, I'm this, like I'm the man, and now he's like, oh no, New Day, it's you. Like, what do you guys need? Like now he's the server. So there's a little bit of arc there, which I like. However, I would not sign that petition. That is, The Destroyer is without a doubt my favorite move in wrestling. And notice how I've said Destroyer because it's Canadian Destroyer. Okay, it is Destroyer because P.D. Williams isn't doing it anymore. but the man who created it was the Canadian Destroyer. When I saw that move for the first time, I actually jumped up out of my seat like a cartoon. It was because I, to this day, still really don't understand how the physics of that happen. And to the eye, it is one of the most aesthetically pleasing views in wrestling or just in sports, period.
Oh, totally agree. And how I feel about how Braun Breaker should be the only one doing a spear right now. I feel like Penta should be the only one doing the driver right now, or the destroyer.
Yeah, I would. The only exception I throw is Dom because Dom can't do anything.
Dom, really?
Right now. They're not like as a moveset, like not part of his moveset, but like if he's facing other luchadors, like bang it out, like out of nowhere type of thing. That would that's where he can do it. Where Penta, like that's a signature. Like I don't want to see Andrade do it. You know, I don't want to see one El Grande Americano 1, 2, 3 or 3 do it. You know, type of thing.
Even though they definitely could, but yeah, I agree.
Been talking El Grande Americano a little bit. I want to see some shit go down with. I love the interaction between Dom and El Grande Americano #2. It's great.
Definitely building, yeah.
I see something. All right, who do we got next, KB, to talk wrestling?
Patty Pitts, this is Steve Schneider. Got a question. With Obafemi now crossing, well, probably will cross the 8-month mark by the time this comes out. Do you think he's going to topple Adam Cole's single reign of 403 days, which would put him right around roadblock-ish in March? If so, how long does he go to? If not, who gets to him before they get there and why? Because if you're asking me, I think Javon Evans beats him at the 1-year mark at New Year's Evil. But what say you, my good sir?
I don't know. I'm tossing it right to you because I did hear this beforehand, and I still don't know. Like I'm still so caught up in I wanted Javon to take him down at Heat Wave. I felt like it was there. And then there's Ricky Saints, who, you know, obviously the fandom, he was like, yeah, let's put the belt on it. But like, I don't know. I also really love Oba. So I'm really torn on this. Where's your head at? Where can you guide me towards?
That was the first I've heard about, the potential of Oba breaking the NXT record. Is that what he said before Adam Cole?
He did, yeah.
It would make sense. I mean, I know like when it comes to like those kind of accolades, the WWE, they do like to kind of, if it's someone that holds the record that's no longer with the company, they like to break it. I remember when Brock Lesnar left the company, Randy Orton became the youngest world champion at the time. Some people said it was like, oh, it was only just so they can stop talking about Brock Lesnar for that accolade. Maybe they want for the same thing for Oba, and I think it's worth it because Oba is that dude. This guy's the future of main eventing WrestleManias, just like Braun Breaker is. I think those two are going to at least main event too. Oba is phenomenal, and yeah, Ricky Saints. I mean, I love Ricky. I really do. I think Oba is going to use him as dental floss, and that's just that. Although against Javon Evans at Heatwave, I was definitely rooting for Javon Evans to win that NXT title. That's going to be a great moment. And on the topic of youngest world champions, he would definitely be on the radar for that too. Javon Evans, that is. But Obafemi, huge fan here.
Yeah, as soon as you said I want to see him get used like tooth floss. I kind of now am on the Obafemi path of destruction, where he just takes out everyone in his path. Because realistically, we only want Ricky Saints to win because we love Ricky Saints. Like, we love Ricky Saints. But when you think of it as, all right, who can dethrone Oba? There's no real threat. And in my eyes, and I'm gonna play the long game with this one, I would like to see a guy like Josh Briggs. I watched Josh Briggs triple threat I think it was with Oba and Dijak at Stand and Deliver. Without a doubt, top 3 favorite matches I saw that weekend. And I went to both WrestleMania shows. Like,
Wow.
it was so good. And I really hate the heat that Josh Briggs is getting with the fans. It's because he's just a big ass dude who kicks ass. He doesn't really have anything else going with it. Like, he's just a dude that dressed up like a Southern guy, cowboy-esque. He was, I mean, obviously has that cowboy attached with him with like the Brooks and Fallon faction before.
What's
And
the heat?
with,
Is he just not the best in ring? You think, or what's like?
they were chanting last week, turn his mic off.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and to me, it's not warranted yet, type of thing. Like, I am so for the crowd obviously saying what they want, and for that when the moment is right. But for him, like, he doesn't get any TV time. He had, I forget the Japanese guy that he was paired with's name. I really do at this point. Doesn't matter. But because he was paired with him, it was kind of like a side quest story to NXT for a while. And people didn't really get to watch that as, like, part of the show. They're like, oh yeah, that's a sidetrack because they have the Japanese guy, they're doing something. Where like, that's over. So now bring him into some sort of division, some sort of title picture. Like, he needs to be fighting for something. And that's when he will shine. Like, all his promos that he cuts are good. They're heartfelt. Like, they seem genuine to me. I feel like it's just they don't know who this guy is. And they're just like, dude, get out of my screen. There's no reason for me to like you other than, yeah, you kick ass and you're amazing. I think his match that he did have with him, that barbaric match they had, put fans over a little bit and put him on their map, their radar. I just want to keep that going because there's something there. Circling back to the original question at hand, it would be a guy like him to take it off of Oba where I'm invested. And if it's not that, then you got to go with the David Goliath, Javon Evans. Like, it's only one of those two in my eyes.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
All right, I see some voicemails here. Damn it. Kyle, why do we give the Felt one this number? Like, why do we give him? I'm sorry, Jimmy, the next voicemail is from a caller who we'll say he's my underground mortal enemy. Like, like, you have Seth and Punk, you have Cena and like, I just play it. I'm so annoyed with him.
Yo, Patty Piz is fucking Delco Danny up in this bitch. I saw you had Jimmy from the Q finally showing up this week. Shout out to the boy for coming through. This one's for Jimmy because, I know you two are from the same fucking hometown and shit, up there in Massachusetts. Go Birds. Jimmy, what's worse for you, bro? Losing on a quiz on that Stash Club or being a lifelong Cowboys fan? I'll hang up and listen, dickheads. Go Birds! Go Birds!
What I mean, dude, this Delco Danny sucks. Delco Danny is my mortal enemy.
The worst.
And
the worst of the worst, clearly.
Really is, dude. Oh my god. So yeah, he found out you're a Cowboys fan. Probably saw the video of you wearing the Parsons jersey.
Yeah, it's definitely not a secret. Dallas Cowboys fan. I got 3 out of the 4 right. I do support the Bruins, the Celtics, and the Red Sox, world champion organizations. And the Cowboys have championships too, but they're all before I was born. So that's the whole thing of not being able to enjoy it, being looked at as a curse. It's been a rough going in my high school years. I had Tony Romo, which, like, I'll tell us right now, still one of the most underrated quarterbacks of all time. Just because he had a few notable slip-ups in crunch time, everyone says, oh, he outright sucks. Romo was phenomenal, just like he's in the booth. But it's a tough life. There's certain franchises that I cannot speak to now. The Eagles are one of them. They've been super successful. They've been to, in my lifetime, I think 3 Super Bowls. They've won 2. They constantly I wouldn't say constantly. The Cowboys have won the NFC East a few times over them, but it's been a rough go. Still trying to get to at least one conference championship since I've been alive. Recently just watched the Netflix documentary with the 90s Cowboys.
Yeah, how is it?
It was phenomenal.
I
Not
actually
as good as The Last Dance, but because I saw some headline grabber that was like, "Oh, it's better than The Last Dance." Not even close, but like it's really phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't think anything's touching The Last Dance.
No.
It was a cinematic masterpiece. Oh yeah. Fuck Delco Danny.
Losing on a Stash Club quiz, like it's not
That's
the
the thing,
worst
yeah.
thing in the world,
No, I want you to educate Delco Danny right now, because Jimmy, like, I'm with you. All right, we're tag teaming against Delco Danny and another fucking Muppet that he finds on the street of I don't even know. So tell Delco Danny how ridiculous these quizzes are, because sometimes it's not as easy as, all right, here's a picture of a wrestler. Who is it? Oh my God, it's Dwayne Johnson. Oh my God, it's John Cena. No, like, y'all have some crazy prompts and themes to these quizzes.
And like it's a bit different watching at home, because like when let's say for a theme song quiz, Sophie's playing it from a laptop in the corner of a room. You guys get the edited version, which John does all the editing. He's phenomenal at it, and he puts the song in post, and it's very clear. So like when we hear a song for 3 seconds, and some people are like, "How do you know that wasn't this and that?" Shut up! Come on, now it's not as easy as it looks. Or for I think there's like a lyrics one, and in Sophie saying the lyrics, but you guys get the lyrics on the screen. It's a lot easier. So there's certain things that that really grind my gears, but sometimes you're wrong, and it's tough. But it's just tough when your ball knowledge gets questioned on a daily.
Yeah, your comment section's crazy.
But it's also very positive too. So there's good and there's bad, but yeah.
You do have you guys have a great fan base, great support system. I struggle on the ones that I watch, because I try to put myself up against you guys myself and see how well I do. And I'm not gonna lie, most of the time it's like I'm at the top, like I'm getting most of them right. You're right there with me, and then John, like, off to the side a little bit. I will empathize with you when it comes to the AI quizzes. Any AI quiz that you guys have, that's where I'm like, all right, I'm with them. Like, what the hell is this? I have no idea. And I'm trying to go off of your thinking out loud, try to pick up on something. Because that's the other thing. Like, I could see the like in the moment to try to decipher that, and like you don't get all day, like, so that's the crazy thing, because some of the theme song and the bell quizzes, like knowledge, like, yeah, that's ball. But when it comes to the lyrics, because these theme songs, we only know the chorus or the main words, but sometimes the lyrics quizzes are like it's the third verse, and it's like, guess this lyric. I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't get it. Shout out, props to you. I couldn't do the AI quizzes.
I've run into the problem too, where it's like I remember a lot of stuff that happened 19, 20 years ago, but stuff that happened on Monday Night Raw in like 2021, not so long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that, or newer people's theme songs. Like, it's tough because like growing up, I was a big time wrestling video game gamer, and all the theme songs are in the games. Or now I play with action figures, and of course, when you play with action figures, you got to queue up the theme songs, all that stuff too. So I'm very in tap to when I was a kid playing for the theme songs compared to now. Def Rebel, everyone's theme song sounds the same. There's a million wrestlers, like, so it's interesting to how much I know from a few eras ago compared to now. But it's all good and fun.
I pray for the day that WWE allows wrestlers to take a semi-mainstream song, or just a song from a band that they don't have an affiliation with, to use as their theme. It makes it that much better. Karrion Kross theme was good, fit his character well, but he just released his current theme song that he's going to be using on the indies. And holy shit, I want to download it. Like, it's that good, where I feel like if they had that freedom to do that in WWE, it would get them over a little bit more.
Well, I'm pretty sure Becky Lynch's new theme song might be a quote unquote real song, and that's actually like my current new favorite theme song. The one, have you heard Becky's?
The Wonder
Years?
The Wonder Years.
Yeah.
I didn't hear.
So,
I
like,
haven't listened to it outside of the shows yet. But
when
I
we were doing my GM, when we put the headphones on, I actually put that on. I think it's really good, and it kind of adds a level of me liking Becky even that much more because she has a banger theme song. So, like you said, a real, quote unquote real song, because like it's funny saying that, because all the songs are real, but like actual real band outside of the company, like adds such another level to the character and the feeling of the entrance and the whole thing.
Yeah, said you become more of a fan to the wrestler. You have an attachment to them. That's what they're missing. We no Jim Johnsons anymore. There's no Jim Johnson to just come and save us.
They don't grow on trees. Jim Johnsons, they don't grow on trees. It's a shame.
It's a goddamn shame. All right, get Delco Danny out of here. Maybe one day, Jimmy, you and I can take on Delco Danny and Kermit the Frog or Miss Piggy, and we'll challenge them in the Nonsense Wrestling Federation. That sounds good. I think we'll make it happen. All right, let's get to someone I like. Hopefully, I don't know who's calling.
Hey, yo, what up, bitch? This is Big
Oh, fuck.
Tyrone, a.k.a. the number one handshake, giving you a call, thinking about all the things I'm thinking about right now. Listen, I've been thinking that I'm saying to my wife here, Jeanette McGee, that I think Montel Vontavious Porter, a.k.a. MVP, is the greatest name to wrestling nickname of all time. Now, if you can think of another one, I'd love for you to talk about that. And you can think about my sultry voice. Every time you do it, you are one of a kind. Keep doing your thing. The house show is electric. First time caller. Long, 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 long time listener. I realized by the end of this start, it sounded more like Kentucky Fried Colonel than myself, Tyrone. I love you.
I love you too, Tyrone. So that's long. So he's been long. They say at least 5 episodes he's been listening to. So he's been listening since OG episode. We love to hear that. Tyrone seems like he's a big
real
MVP.
one.
Oh, he's a real one. Tyrone brings up a good point though. MVP Montel Fontanius Porter has one of the best names in wrestling history, and he's asking, who do we think has one of the most electric names in wrestling history? The first, there's Montel Fontanius Porter, Martin Corvant, right? No, what was Monty Brown's
Marcus
name
Corvant.
before? Marcus Corvant. Thank you. That was another good one. I mean, we've had the Velveteen
Rob Van Dam. It's something about the three names is because I think Tyrone, you mentioned like one of a kind, and immediately I was like, oh, Rob Van Dam's a great name. Yeah, something about having 3 names: Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H. Something about having 3 names is definitely a kind of a cheat code.
It is. It just hits with the fans. It's easy. Something to chant, whatnot. Oh my God, I just lost it. Oh, we've had he brings up like the good names like that. Those. The one that comes to mind is a bad name, actually. It's Bastion Booger. Do you remember him? Or heard of him, I mean?
Yeah, definitely a little before my time, but like, hey,
me too, but
it's more of a bad gimmick, but like the name itself kind of matches him. So I'm not sure if it's really necessarily a bad name, or is he just it's a gross bad gimmick. People shit on the name The Big Show. I think The Big Show is fine.
Big Show's a fine name.
Yeah, some people just don't like it. You know, it's a bit plain. It's a bit lacking. But I support the Big Show.
I just thought of it's probably the best, probably one of the most over wrestlers at the moment. One of the best names, Mr. Iguana.
Oof, oof.
On the other show, my show on No Nights Off, Sarah and I my co-hosts were doing like AAA predictions with another group that we had on, and we were going through the AAA, like the Worlds Collide for the first time, and we were just going through, and we're like, all right, Sarah, what's your pick for this, Mr. Iguana, whatever match? And she's like, I don't know anyone in this match other than WWE people, but I'm really vibing with Mr. Iguana. And she said this 2 days before it went, like the show aired. And I'm like, yeah, it's a hilarious name. Like, oh, it's funny. And I'm just thinking wrestling brain. Like, yeah, there's everybody. Little did I expect him to become a viral sensation overnight, to the point where they're police escorting him to Money in the Bank so they can get that camera shot of him sitting front row. Like, insane to me. And like Yeska, it's incredible. The whole gimmick is awesome.
Yeah, and that feels kind of like a long time ago, and that was such an like overnight sensation viral moment where it's really shocking that like shortly after that they really didn't like put him on TV until like a while ago, until recently, like on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I remember I did the face paint for the podcast, and came out I looked like GI Bro. I didn't look like Mr. Iguana, but I went for it, and what killed me was like I did it early in the morning, and then I took the bus into Boston and was on my way to the studio, and just seeing people's faces on the bus and the train.
Dude.
I'm in full makeup. Like, thing is though, I did get in my own head though, because here I am like walking in the Boston Gardens, and
okay, so you're in that. That's my question was, where in Boston are you?
the Boston Commons, I should say.
Okay, you're in my area.
Yeah, and I'm in like I look like I'm in war paint. Not even like that no one really knows Mr. Iguana outside of wrestling fans. Yeah, and so I'm like in green and black war paint at like 8 a.m. the Boston Commons. But I had the little iguana on my chain, and try to look the part as much as I could. But it was a vibe.
Dude, I'm just thinking of you walking down Boston Common, Park Street, all of that in full-on Mr. Iguana, and there's a crackdown homeless man or person just right there, and you're in there. You got because Downtown Crossing is a zoo in itself, and I feel like that would be the place to walk around Boston in that, and you're not going to get wild looks.
It felt really freeing, and like knowing that like I'd walk by people and then I look at them looking at me, and just like, yeah, this is my life right now.
I'm an iguana. I gotta own it, man. All right.
Read a book.
It's fucking awesome.
Mr. Iguana.
What do we got left? Who do we have here? Who do we have here, Kyle?
Pat, this is Luke from Bristol. Just wanted to get your take on the match this past weekend for AEW at Forbidden Door between the Patriarchy and Cope and Christian, because I feel like they screwed that up a lot. Specifically, that Christian and Cope didn't need the win. Right? They didn't need the win. There's no reason I would stop watching or I would get frustrated with the product because those two lost. And obviously, the story going forward is that they're not really on the same page yet, right? We didn't get the hug at the end. Wouldn't you want to play that up more with a loss? Wouldn't that make it easier to tell that they're not on the same page yet? And wouldn't that help out the Patriarchy a lot? Hey, we just got a win over one of the greatest tag teams in the industry of all time. Nobody can touch us. Wouldn't that make more sense? I don't know, man. I just don't really trust Tony anymore.
Good pal Luke. Not happy with what's going on with Cope and Christian Cage. I'm letting it play out, Jimmy. I don't know about you. I'm not as frustrated as Luke is with this. I see his points. They make sense. Maybe Nick Wayne not being able to wrestle in the match threw a wrench in their plans. I feel like we're still going to get something with this because they didn't hug at the end. You know, it just, to me, it would have been nice, but like the result's still going to be like the end result's still going to be the same in my eyes.
I don't get losing your mind about the patriarchy. Can I swear on the show?
You can say whatever the fuck you want, Jimmy. All
Fuck the
right,
patriarchy. What are we doing here? What are we? Come on, man. Who cares?
fuck
Copen,
the Patriot.
it was their first. I actually had an issue with them with Kip Sabian getting the match. I mean, that's a really big match to get. The first tag team match between Cope and Cage into like 20 years. I was kind of saying like, who Kip Sabian? Like, what does he have pictures of Tony Khan or something? I mean, he's been in the company since like before day one.
Yeah, he's been in
like,
since inception. Him and
and like
Penelope Ford.
he's a fine wrestler, but like at this point, dude, like Bloom's off the rose. Like wow, he had the spot, and like you said too, he had Nick Wayne. I think might be injured or couldn't make the match.
Yeah, he's
so
got broken foot.
Ooh, well, you got Kill Switch, and I like their dynamic in the match actually. With like they just Kill Switch is just kind of bossing him around the whole time, which I thought was actually kind of funny.
Like,
But yeah, this was. I mean, this is leading up to Copeland Cage versus FTR. This ain't about the patriarchy. Patriarchy,
fuck the patriarchy. I'm so with you there. Like, I don't care about them enough to get fired up. Like, if this was the main event and you were pissed about what happened during Lights Out, sure, then I'll match your energy.
Yeah,
but for this, like, yeah,
MJF or something.
Yeah, what do you think of the whole MJF thing? Should he have kept, like, what do we? Should he still have his contract?
It was, in my opinion, a very overbooked match, and like, yeah, no, I think they had it right to begin with. Him goading MJF into using the contract, and then that match being a cash in, I think was the right move, and it was interesting and made the match actually feel like, oh, maybe MJF could win. And then they went back on that. I actually did not see that. I probably think I might have missed that Dynamite or the ending where MJF apparently threatened to light Briscoe on fire.
He did, yeah. He tried to.
Yeah. I had no idea. So then leading up to, I was watching Forbidden Door, and I did not know that. So I was like, oh wow. And then the whole table thing, the no DQ thing, like, I don't know, it felt a bit silly. I thought, if you're gonna do MJF versus Hangman right after Hangman wins the title, stick with your guns and have MJF like take that loss and lose the contract, and then him have to earn another title shot down the road because Hangman's gonna have a lengthy title run. So I don't know. I thought it was a bit very overbooked, but still a very technically an enjoyable match, and both those guys are super talented. But definitely the booking around it raised my eyebrows quite a bit.
Yeah, that's my only quarrel with this match are the details that went into it. I enjoyed every bit of it, but if we want to nitpick it, let's go and nitpick it. You have a no DQ or a DQ count out can change the title, but then MJF is putting him through a table. You have the match itself being not because of the contract, but because of the goading, which is fine. Do that, but then don't make it this violent and fight. Like, make it a wrestling match. Like, keep it a majority of the time in the squared circle. The spot where the ref counts to 3, but doesn't go for the bell because he's wiped out. We know ref stamina in wrestling. I liked it because Mark Briscoe came out, type of thing. Because they had that, set up that, I liked it. But other than that, I felt like after the table spot, everything else felt way too much. Like, we know the result. We understand what you're trying to do here. Let's just get to the next one of theirs. Because we know that Swerve and Will Ospreay are not going to be around for quite some time. So you need to have more people in the title picture. Why not just lengthen it out? We know the Death Riders don't need the title anymore. Like, they got to figure out they're doing their own thing with whoever they fought. So yeah, I didn't really particularly care for that. I don't care about the patriarchy. That's all we got. Is that all the voicemails we have? That is. That's all the voicemails that we have today. But I have a question here to end the show. And this is what we're going to keep for every person who comes into the house. Oh, where is it? Yes, here it is. Great. So Jimmy, over on No Nights Off, which is the other wrestling channel that I do, we record twice a week, Tuesdays, or we go live on Tuesdays for the Raw Rewind, and then on Thursdays for our we call it the Super Show, where we talk about everything from WWE, AEW, TNA, whatever's popping in the Wrestleverse this week. And one thing that I do on No Nights Off to wrap up the show is the 3 count, and I always wrap up the 3 count with the Nonsense Wrestling Federation, similar to what you guys are doing with my GM mode, but I've taken it to the extreme and said, fuck your cards, fuck your stipulations on how many matches I can have and who I can have in it. And by who, I mean wrestlers. I mean, I have AEW wrestlers, Kenny Omega, MJF. I have Marvel characters in Spider-Man. I have Captain Underpants, the Scooby-Doo Squad in honor of my brother. Like, it's just whatever is in my mind into the Wrestleverse. So I do that. I'm going to be streaming it on twitch.tv. So that's what I do over there. I'm looking at now. That's not the question. That's not the question I was going to ask you. You know why? I'm going to do that. That's going to be next. Okay. But I just saw a question because I am a follower of yours on Twitter. I see that you are a huge Big Brother fan.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So this one's going to be specific to you. Then we'll do the nonsense one. If there was a WWE, AEW Big Brother, who would you cast? And for the sake of the show and time, whatnot, just give me like 3 or 4 names. You don't have to do the whole cast.
Okay, yeah, 3 or 4 names. Wow. So I think I'm gonna go with Jade Cargill, Anna Jay, Harley Cameron, and then Dom Mysterio.
That's electric.
I mean, I can, yeah.
Dude, that's an electric 4. You know, like, because I'm thinking like reality, how like all that real world. Thank you. Like a real world. Oh my god, that would be like Finn Balor too, not just because of Judgment Day, but because of his reactions, his facial expressions anytime shit's going down. It's my favorite thing of Raw. Oh my god. Like those are good answers.
I think Ron Killing's R-Truth would be a good comedy relief character in there. Because you gotta have a good, you gotta have some babes in there. You gotta have a comedy act. You gotta have someone that's very smart. Maybe an older person. Maybe we get Chris Jericho in there or something. I don't know. That sounds. They should do that. They should absolutely somehow get a wrestler Big Brother going. That'd be phenomenal.
I think we do need a wrestling Big Brother. I really think we do. That's now that you said it. I'm thinking about it, like we have enough content going around. Like they have a whole YouTube channel that we could put that on. There's no WWE Network right now. Let's put on WWE's. Make your own. I'm for it. Maybe put it. Yeah. That's Netflix. I'm trying to think of other names too that I think. But I like that 4. That's a good 4. And then to the original question that is not just catered to you, but to everyone who will come into the house. I mentioned the Nonsense Wrestling Federation. Jimmy, who is one fictional, historical person of reality that you would love to see either get in the ring with you or get in the ring, period?
Oh wow. Huh. This
The
is a
thing
tough.
is it's a tough. I know I threw it right, but think like anyone, like because we have legitimately anyone, like the Monsters Inc. people. We have real wrestlers, like the indie guys. My friend BRG Brett Ryan Gosling, he's in there too. So like it's kind of it is a melting pot of just everything, but it's wrestling.
When I was a real young kid, I played with the action figures, or as I just simply call them, refer to them as wrestlers. I did mix in one time, and he was my world champion for like almost in kayfabe 2 years. It was the Iron Giant. So I go with the Iron Giant as my pick fictionally to step into the ring.
I like that, Jimmy. I'm a big fan of that pick. Imagine the Iron Giant going up against Omos.
Oh, dude, a 5-star clash if I've ever seen one.
That would be a 5-star. Dave Meltzer, 5-star. Book it. Fucking book it. Oh, Jimmy, thank you so much for stopping by the house for
Oh, of
this
course, my pleasure, man.
episode of the house show. And I do this with every show, not just the house show. I did this with my fantasy show that I do here. I do No Nights Off. I have a rule where anytime I invite you on to the show, you have an open door policy. So anytime, just hop in. You want to talk nonsense, you want to talk wrestling, you want to talk Big Brother, you want to talk other shit. You come in the house, we talk about it. Because it's been a lot of fun, and it's just great talking wrestling with another wrestling fan, especially one who's very local as well.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, man. So, Jimmy, get on your soapbox and tell the peeps where they can follow you and see all your content.
Jimmy from the Q everywhere. TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, Yik Yak, Patty Whack, give a dog a bone. Jimmy from the Q. That's where you find me. Let's go. Get the numbers up.
That's literally all you have to search, and you will find him. That is a Captain Nonsense guarantee. Yeah, and follow Jimmy, Jimmy from the Q everywhere. Give a follow and subscribe to Stash Club Wrestling. You guys do great work over there. I really love all your videos, and yeah, it's what you guys are doing over there is really cool. So give them a follow as well, and help spread the wealth. And while we're talking about following, you're already here. Hit that subscribe button and bell notification to know every time that we go live. And follow us on Instagram is at Official House Show. Twitter is a little bitch and made us do a real house show. And then you can follow all the Underground Sports Philadelphia programming content at Underground PHI on all social media platforms. And then there's me. You got to follow me. Champ of the Peeps, Captain Nonsense. Yes, you got to follow me at Patty Pitts on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I put out a video. Jimmy, how many peanut butter crackers do you think you could eat in a 30-minute sitting?
Not too many, dude. Those are dry. I'm not even a big fan of peanut butter crackers, to be honest with you. But I do love competitive eating, so I'm your guy if you need me on your
Have
team.
you ever been in a competitive eating contest?
Oh no, I'm a veteran big back. I'm very confident in my ability to inhale food. I'm a fast eater, but I've never actually been in a eating competition. So
Did
who knows?
once in college for a fraternity event where they were like, "Yeah, Pitts, you do it." And I'm like, "All right." It was 13 chicken nuggets I had to eat, or it was 13 or 23, something like that. No, 13 chicken nuggets in as fast as you could. And I was crushing it. Got to the 7th nugget and was like, shit, we got to chew. We got to swallow. So it was, that's a hell of an experience. That is tough. So yeah. Oh, I put it down. So that's all we got. That's all the nonsense we got for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. And remember that you can do it. All you got to do is try. See you later.